In Part 2 this Pokemon Reborn Hardcore Nuzlocke, I enter Obsidia Ward and find out that rampant plants have destroyed much of what remains. In search of the cut HM required to enter, I head to the Ward Southern section where I catch Strawberry the Hoppip. From there, I go through the slums where my first challenge is Victoria, who isn't much of a challenge at all. I leave Victoria alone while she beats up and possibly kills this guy, continuing on to my next challenge, 3 Scraggies and an illegal Scrafty. Here, I take advantage of one of Pokemon Reborn's additions, Common Candies, allowing me to level down. The level cap for this split is 24, matching the next gym's highest level. However, the game will let me level up to 25. My solution to this? Buying a lot of common candies to consistently keep my team at level 23 or 24. This means I'm very overleveled for the battle with the Pokemon gang and easily win by pivoting between fighting the Dark Resist on Scrafty. I'm rewarded with an egg and it ends up hatching into Midnight the Duckload in the Coral Pokemon Center, which as it turns out is a unique encounter location. With a new ward to explore, I wander for a bit before finding the holder of the Cutty-Chim I'm looking for. I'm Maria Fiore, who... Kane adds a Popplio to his team and then he fights me and then he loses. With the Cutty-Chim, I make my way back to Obsidia Ward and enter the overgrown Obsidia Forest Park, where I can't see much because it's nighttime in real life. Noting that this is a unique area separate from Obsidia Ward, I decide to Repel Manipulate at level 17 to increase my chances in encountering Bonsly, but can't be disappointed with Peach the Baniri. Moving further in, we see Victoria, one of 4 people who entered the forest, being captured by Meteor Agent Borealis, who we've seen before. At the very back end of the forest, we find the source of all these problems, a mechanized and mutated Tangrowth that has captured my other 2 companions, Florenia and Amaria. It is guarded by Meteor Admin Zell, who is actually 3 people in one body, which strikes me as quite similar to Vincent Adult Man. This Tangrowth is a grass poison type with a BST of 610 and over 2/3 of that BST in her bulk. However, this is the exact reason why I picked up Gulpin. With his resistance to all of Tangrowth's moves, Eggplant can debuff her with Acid Spray, chip with Sludge, and hand it off to Raymond, who finishes off the first of many Pulse Pokemon. With Obsidia Ward's encounter area open for business, I Repel Manipulate at level 17 again and get exactly who I'm looking for, Lori the Bonsly. Although she might not look like it, Lori is vital for this run's chances of succeeding. She's also my first normal resist, so that's something. Before the next gym leader, Florinia, there's a few encounters I can grab. From Coral Ward, I can now get Julie the Happiny. From Onyx Ward, I get another egg and use another unique encounter location, this time Onyx Stairway, to get myself Cyan the Seal, which I can't be disappointed by because she comes equipped with Headbutt. This will be important in a bit. After demolishing Fernigan, I catch Lime the Bellsprout, Laura the Glameow, and Dark Orange the Pidove. For my final Florinia split encounter, I wait 3 days in real life to catch a Zangoose, who can only be found in a certain alleyway on Mondays at night. Unfortunately, this Zangoose is level 30 and so I cannot use it yet. Florinia's team is the first team in the game to use Reborn's field effects in some really creative ways. She specializes in grass types, and her fight takes place on a desert field. At first glance, there's barely any synergy here, but the desert field turns nature power into Sand Tomb, and 2/3 of her team have the move. My poison types, of which I have a lot, are in serious danger of being trapped and killed by Sand Tomb, which even has boosted power in the desert field. Florinia's Ferroseed is also holding a Telluric Seed, which works like vanilla terrain seeds, but with much more complex effects. In this case, Ferroseed will get +1 in both defenses and speed, but be trapped by Sand Tomb for 4 turns as a consequence. My team ends up being 3 poison types, both of my flying types, and my starter and designated Ferroseed answer, Red. Tranquil leads off in 2 shots Maractus, though Florinia gets a Spike Up. Cradily is Florinia's ace and an absolute monster, taking every attack I can possibly throw at her while hitting surprisingly hard with Stab Smackdown. I first send in Gulpin, who chips and debuffs her with Acid Spray, then pivot to Trubbish, who does the same thing but can't finish the kill before being put in range of Smackdown. My plan's already off the rails and I'm forced to risk some crits with Lime, who's thankfully able to finish off Cradily. Ferroseed is next, and Red 2 shots through the boosted defense with Ember, but with over half my team in critical health, my plan has gone off the rails and I'm officially steering. Lime was my planned answer to 2 of Florinia's remaining 3 bonds. I am forced to send in Dark Orange and pray that she can get something done, and she does, chipping Continate, eventually killing both Cacturne and Breloom. Florinia has been beaten, and the rest of this run will be carried on the back of this bird that did what nobody else could. Unfortunately, Dark Orange will most likely be sacrificed in a future fight as I am about to catch a bigger bird.